closed the factory down during those 2 weeks and said, you can have your vacation anytime during the year as long as it's those 2 weeks. And so he got in the car, drove to South Dakota, and visited farmers. I thought farming was a vacation activity. And so anyway, as we'd be gone 2 weeks, so the next door neighbor, Carl Herwig, would be in charge of cutting the lawn at our house because it's going to still grow in the summer there. And my dad would do it for him. And I remember coming back, and he said, you know, I bet you Carl will be cutting the lawn when we pull in. You know, we pull in, there is Carl. I mean, he needed a baler, you know, and that was the old push rotary things, you know. He didn't know quite when we were coming back, I guess, and so he just waited. And so the manager has to be doing what he's supposed to be doing at all times because he doesn't know. And if you read on, it's not on the screen, but if you continue to read, and it said, but what about the manager that doesn't do it? He beats the servant and neglects giving them food and everything. He says, that servant's going to be cut to pieces and be relegated to the place of unbelievers. And it was interesting, and then Ted said, the gospel of the Lord, and you know, that wasn't really too good news. You know, you had to back up a little bit. You know, the fact that we need to be doing what we should be in order to be wise managers of the time that God has given us. And finally, as we look at what Peter, the great disciple, said, in 2 Peter chapter 3, he said, but the day of the Lord will come like a thief. What kind of people ought we be? You ought to live holy and godly lives as you look forward to the day of God and speed its coming. We know that Jesus Christ is coming again. And Jesus Christ says that we need to be busy using our time the way God would have us do. And so as we look at this whole area of managing what God has given us, and today we just look at that segment, which I think is a big segment of making choices on how we use our time. God really gives us compelling reasons why we should use our time wisely. Because as Jesus says, the law of love God. We use our time wisely, we respect God, and we help other people around us. That we should also be a good example. Using our time helps other people, and especially those that don't know Jesus Christ. We might bring people to Jesus Christ not even knowing it because of the way we live. And finally, we know that there is going to be a judgment. And happy is the person who is found faithful at that time.